Hello again, Card Community. It's RJ back with another video. It's a good day for me today because it's about 11 o'clock in the morning where I am, when I am. And I got a text late last night from the wife, or not a text, she was sitting right next to me, but she was doing her Facebook Marketplace search, which she always does, looking for who knows what. And whenever she comes across baseball related items, she'll take a quick snapshot of it and send it to me. And late last night, somebody posted on the Facebook Marketplace in our area a random box of Phillies things. So I was able to snag that this morning. I'm going to take you down here. There it is. I'm going to go through this with you. Just got home from picking it up. Thought I'd do a little showcase with you all real quick. No reason to do a random Mike Schmidt video, Mike Schmidt item. There's going to be plenty of Mike Schmidt items in here. No reason to do a random baseball item. There's going to be plenty of baseball items in here. But I will give you a trivia question at the end, and I'm going to give away a couple of things out of this box. All right, so stay tuned till the end, and we'll talk about a giveaway. So I'm going to grab the first item I've come across, and you got here a bat. This must have been a giveaway at the Phillies Veterans Stadium back in the day, because it's a Juan Samuel signature model Phillies bat, Pro Louisville Slugger. This is stamped on. I'm not sure what kind of wood this in, but it's thick painted yellow. So this was definitely a giveaway. It's got Pennsylvania's HMO U.S. Healthcare sticker on, or stamp on it. So this is probably the sponsor for the Bat Day giveaway whenever this happened back in the day. And you can see whoever owned this before me, at least they or their children used this heavily. A lot of gouges and nicks, but hey, it's a really cool little thing that I was able to pick up out of this box. Set that down. Grab something else. I'm just kind of going to grab whatever I can out of the box and put it in one at a time. Here is a Hunter Pence bobblehead doll. Giveaway at the stadium. 2012 is when they gave it away. You can see a firm called Liberty Mutual Insurance was the sponsor on that one. Still in the box. I'm sure it's been picked out. I mean, you can see he's probably taken out to look at it a bit. Hunter Pence played briefly with the Phillies. I wish he'd stayed a lot longer. I mean, he was a great player. He really was. Certainly not no Hall of Famer, but he was a fantastic long-term quality player. Let me take this over here and put this back that way so you can keep seeing it. Here are two game day scorecards. These are the things you'd get the day of a game. You can see here. Let me do it this way. This was the August 10th through the 13th homestand against the New York Mets in 2017. This one, it was alumni weekend. Phillies every year have what they call the alumni weekend, where they bring back a bunch of the past greats, and you can see them all here. There's Jim Thome, Mike Lieberthal, Darren Daulton, Juan Samuel, Bob Boone, Gary Maddox. There's your Mike Schmidt, 32. So this is Steve Carlton. I assume this is Jim Bunning. And then it goes down, and it's hard for me to see all the rest. Greg Luzinski's down here. This looks like Todd Pratt, actually. Anyway, this was the alumni weekend. And alumni weekend for the Phillies, they always do what they call enshrining a former Philly in the Wall of Fame. They've got their own personal Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame, where they recognize great Phillies of the past. And once a year, they induct a new member of that. So probably most of these guys might have already been on that list. Maybe that's why they're here. Nah, not all of them. I know there's no way Todd Pratt's on the Wall of Fame, but they all the alumni, lots of alumni come back for this day. And I got two of those, two scorecards. They're not used. They're just whoever owned this before me just picked one up. So they're still blank. Nice little addition. I'm going to put that back there. Got a lot of these random items here. Here is a Phillies Fanatic book. There is a number of these locally here in the Philadelphia area. The Fanatic puts out what they call books. You know, they're definitely children's books. You can get them at the stadium, but also I have seen that you can go to Barnes and Noble a lot of times, and they have these Fanatic books for sale. This one looks to be like a Mother's Day kind of a thing. This is the Fanatic, and this is his mother, Phoebe. Believe it or not, that's a thing. Sometimes this costume person will come out dressed like the Fanatic's mother. Sometimes they say it's his girlfriend, but it's usually his mother. Philly Fanatic's hero, probably his mom. So that's a cool little thing. I never got any of those before because, I mean, my kids are all old. So there was never any reason for me to buy these books. But hey, at least I got one given to me now. Here's another game day scorecard from 2017. This one is it's got Rhys Hoskins on the cover, from September 29th through October the 1st versus the New York Mets. It's kind of cool because Hoskins was pretty much a rookie in 2007. His rookie cards are 2008, so this is a very early picture of Rhys Hoskins on anything having to do with the Phillies. So I got two of those, both blank. Got another scorecard here, just a blank random scorecard from the Phillies from the inaugural season of 2004 from the new park, Citizens Bank Park. And it has inside, I noticed, it's a blank scorecard, nothing happened, but it came with this, what they had was, if this was your first Phillies game, if you happen to take your child to your first Phillies game, they had this little certificate. It was fake signed by Larry Boa, and then you could fill in the name of the child and the date at which they attended. It's all still complete and together. That's kind of cool. Nothing with Mike Schmidt on the cover there. It's just an interesting little thing. Here's something interesting. This is an insert from the local Philadelphia paper, the Philadelphia Inquirer. Came out when the Phillies won the World Series back in 1980. Because you can see it's sponsored by the Inquirer and the local news radio station, or local Channel 3 affiliate, which would back then it would have been NBC. Channel 3 was, no, yes. CBS was 10, NBC is 3, but it doesn't matter. The local Channel 3 affiliate, which I think was CBS at the time. Champions of the world after 93 years. And it's just a quick little synopsis of the series with some pictures and whatnot. I'm not going to go through all of it. You got Tug at the end, jumping up and high. You got a picture of Mike Schmidt there. I'm sure there's lots of Mike Schmidts. You got a raucous picture of the crowd from the parade in the back there. And I know they had a couple pictures inside of the craziness that night. They had a couple pictures of the parade. You can see how insane it was. There's Tug. You can see Mike Schmidt in the bright red sweater. He really stands out right there. Larry Bow was the guy wearing the cowboy hat for some reason. So, and Tug in the, not sure what kind of a sweater he was wearing. There's actually Gary Maddox got the hat on, the cowboy hat there. Larry Bow's got one. I believe that's Pete Rose next to him. So a bunch of different people. Right, that guy right there is Ruley Carpenter. He was the owner at the time. I think that's Bob Boone in the background with the glasses. So, cool little insert highlighting the Phillies. I'm going to have to hold on to that one. Certainly because it's the 80 World Series stuff. Here's a neat little thing that was included. I got a Sports Illustrated magazine from April of 1963. April 29th, 1963 issue. A New Hope in Philly, pitcher Art Mahaffey. You can be pretty sure that we were hopeless, even with Art Mahaffey, because the Phillies in the 60s had a brief, bright spot, but for the most part, they were as bad as they have always been. But pitcher Art Mahaffey made it to the cover. Maybe this is, we suffered from the Sports Illustrated jinx here a year later because we tanked in 64, but That's a really cool Phillies piece of memorabilia. You get in some other scorecards and whatnot. There's a program or souvenir scorecard from the 70s, 1977. You can see Carlton wearing the throwback style cap there. I like a lot. Bob Boone on the cover. That's kind of cool. I like to have as many of those odd souvenir scorecards as I can find. That one's from 77. Here's a 78 version. These aren't yearbooks. They're just kind of the scorecards you'd buy. Were like a magazine kind of a thing with the scorecard in the middle if you wanted to keep score. Somewhere in here there was a scorecard. I don't know, because it wasn't, this is, like I said, this is not the yearbook. It's just a scorecard for that week's series of stuff. Was that it there? No. It doesn't matter. Anyway, there's Greg Luzinski on the cover of this one. Now we get in some actual yearbooks. This is kind of cool. This is the 1988 actual Phillies yearbook. Not that we were doing it really great in the late 80s. I know we made it in 83 to the World Series. We lost. I know Schmidt got a MVP in 86. This is 1988, the yearbook. That's kind of cool. I'm going to leave that right there. They got a couple more yearbooks. 1979 yearbook. This was a down year for us because we had won the division in 76, 77, and 78. And clearly we won the division in 1980 because we won the World Series that year. But this was our down year. We got Pete Rose that year. You can see Pete right up here for the Phillies. We got Pete Rose that year. We got the Fanatic. It was the first year of the Fanatic, I believe, was 79. So looking all fresh face there, I suppose. So that's the 79 yearbook. That's kind of cool. So we got 2 yearbooks out of this. Here's your 1984 Phillies yearbook. This is awesome. It's got all the players and a bit of a cartoon character. It can be hard to figure out who they are. I'm going to guess this is my Mike Schmidt guy up there. You got Juan Samuel. Carlton's 32 in the middle. I'm not going to go through all of them. This was the manager at the time, Paul Owens. He's a longtime general manager and Philly organization person. He's a legend down here in Philly. The 1984 yearbook. This is the year after they lost the World Series, I should say, to the Orioles. So it's a really neat collectible to have. I'm sure there's lots of information about that year here. All right, we had the 1988 yearbook. Here's the 1987 yearbook. So I got 4 of them. Got obviously Mike Schmidt big on the cover there. Looks like they always got a little Fanatic in the corner for some reason, although he didn't make the 84 yearbook. So I got 4 yearbooks so far, which is really great. Here's yearbook number 5, the 1994 version. Big prominent display of the 1993 NL Championship ring there. Some of the stars of that team: Tommy Green, a starting pitcher; John Kruk. Dave Hollins was our third baseman for most of the year. Mariano Duncan split time at second with Mickey Morandini. Darren Dalton, our all-star catcher. One of only 4 catchers ever to lead the league in RBIs that year. 92 he did that. Got Lenny Dykstra, who should have been the MVP that year over Barry Bonds. Lenny Dykstra should have been the man. Kurt Schilling had a fantastic year, and Danny Jackson actually had a decent year for us, even though he didn't pitch stellar in the World Series. But Danny Jackson was a big contributor to our team. So that is 5 yearbooks from the Phillies. Got a couple other interesting things. This is a publication put out by the Phillies, a magazine-style thing called A Century of Phillies Baseball, 1990 to 1999. And I'm not going to go through it all. It's obviously got a lot of historical data of the Phillies. I'll put that over on the side there. And we got a really cool thing here. Talk about the 1980 World Series team. Well, here is a World Series program from 1983. That's really cool. I don't think I had this one yet. I might have the 81. If not, I definitely will get the 81 eventually. Just haven't gotten it yet. 83 World Series program. Kind of surprised it didn't put anything about the 2 teams playing that year. No Oriole reference necessarily. I mean, there's Brooks Robinson there, but no reference to the current Orioles. No reference at all to the Phillies. So you got Reggie Jackson, Ruth, Clemente, Gibson, and Duke Snider. I don't know why they chose those guys, but hey, it's a really cool little yearbook there, or I should say program, because the World Series program. Here is the National League Championship Series program from '93. Shows most of the team players, various, action shots. I have this one already. Can never have too many of them. Here is a Random Magazine, Street Smith's official yearbook from 1981. This one has Mike Schmidt on the cover. All right, I got a 1976 All-Star Game program. The 1976 All-Star Game was at Veterans Stadium. Little nod to the bicentennial. They decided to have it in Philadelphia. So this is my 1976 All-Star Game program. A lot of cool, like I said, a lot of cool things that I got in this little box. Thanks to the wife for highlighting it for me. Here you go. They actually had the starting players penciled in or written in here. And it's interesting, Pete Rose got the nod at third base over Mike Schmidt. Although Greg Luzinski did get the starting nod in one of the outfield positions, probably left field because he was a left fielder. So those are your all-star selections that year first. The alternates, did Schmidt at least make an alternate? No, see, this is, oh, there he is. Okay, here he is. Mike Schmidt did make it as an alternate, and Bob Boone made it as an alternate as a catcher. We got Dave Cash as an alternate. So there were a couple Phillies on the All-Star team that year, which only makes sense. We were a really good team back in '76. Got a book here. I want to see if by any chance it was autographed before I show it off, because I know sometimes these books have been autographed in the past. So I'm just checking real quick before I show it to you. I don't want to miss anything if it was. Nope. It's just a book called Legends of the Philadelphia Phillies. And obviously it just has all the different players and fun things that happened in Phillies history over the years. That's pretty cool. I did not have that book already. Not in the hardcover version, though. I thought I had it in the softcover. Here is the 1996 All-Star Game program. I actually made it. To this game. I was at the 96 All-Star Game. It was kind of cool because Mike Piazza was the MVP of that game. And while he was on the Dodgers at that time, he was still considered a local guy for Philly because he grew up in a little town called Norristown, PA, which is a suburb out in the suburbs of Philly. So it was kind of cool, I know, for him to get the All-Star Game MVP at the Vet in '96 in Philadelphia. And I've talked to him, he'd say that. Got another one of those, 96 All-Star Game program. All right. And then I have, talk about getting two things all the time. I got two. You can see here, they gave me two of these. The World Series programs from 1993. I actually have this already, but hey, these are cool things. This one's a little damaged, a little cruddy. This one looks good though. So there's that. And then some random other things, mostly publications there. Here's some interesting things. This is it's a little VHS tape, not even a DVD that tells you how old this sucker is. It's the story of the 1980 World Champs, the 20th reunion. So this would have been made in about 2020 or 2000, excuse me. 20th reunion of the 80 World Series Champs narration called Glory Days, put out by the Phillies. This is the VHS version. I guess I will probably keep this in my collection because it has Mike Schmidt on the cover, and since I'm such a Mike Schmidt collector, I like to have anything even related to Mike Schmidt. This is not something I would give away. Plus, you can see this for free on YouTube at any time. I've watched it many times on YouTube. It's a cool little Mike Schmidt thing, though. Put that over there off to the side. This is a fantastic thing. When I went through the box a little bit earlier today, but this is one of the best things I've ever seen. Lenny Dykstra's Grand Slam Car Wash Kit. From Lenny Dykstra's Car Wash. I looked at it. I didn't take it out. Let's Look at that. Lenny Dykstra's car wash, liquid car wax. I got to show you guys something in a second. That's the one thing that came in it. And then there's this thing, the car wash, high quality washing concentrated. the wash and the wax. Lenny Dykstra, I didn't know it at the time, but he owned a string of car washes out in California area when he was retired. And I got this book a long time ago. It said 100, this is mine. This wasn't something I got in the purchase today. 101 baseball places to see before you strike out. I love that name, Before You Strike Out. And if you go to the last one, I think they were just trying to find something to fill in. And if you go to the very end, number 101 was Lenny Dykstra's car wash. Now, Lenny had a lot of financial troubles recently, so this is going to be one of those 101 things to see before I strike out that I will never see. It was at 1144 East Los Angeles Avenue in Simi, California. So if you live out in California near Simi Valley and you want to drive out there, maybe you can let me know if those car washes are still there. I'm pretty sure they aren't, because Lenny got into some financial trouble years ago, time in jail. He's out now. But I just thought, when I picked up the box and I saw this thing in there, I was in love. This is one of the most fantastic things I've ever seen. I guess he sold this at the car wash, and somehow this guy got a box of it. It's Lenny Dykstra's car wash kit. That's a fantastic thing. I gotta put that back there. That's going to be a prized possession of my collection. I promise you that. All right, you got a Random Phillies World Series stein here. I shouldn't say a stein is a, yeah, it is a stein. The difference between a stein and a tankard. I believe a tankard has a lid and a stein does not. If you look really close, the enamel kind of looks like it's cracking under the clear coat here. But it's the just summation of some of the World Series information. The National League Championship Series, and then the World Series, just the game number, the score, and then the winning pitchers in each case. So, little nice Phillies stein. I like that a lot. That's kind of cool. I didn't have that one. It wasn't anything I wanted to put in my collection. I thought, it's kind of nice, but why would I want a Random Phillies stein? But hey, if they're going to hand it to me, that's nice. This is an odd thing, I thought, when I saw this in the box. Phillies baseball day camps. This is for kids around the area if they wanted to. They had the Phillies offered these day camps, and it's the 10th annual Philadelphia Phillies baseball day camps for kids who wanted to play baseball. There's the person who gave it to me. Maybe that's the guy who sold it to me here. But this is the application form to fill out and send for that. And catch the dream. They probably gave you your own little baseball card at the end then. Visit the vet and meet the Phillies for boys and girls aged 7 to 14. So I was much older than that by the time this happened. So I certainly was never a part of that. Plus, I didn't live in Philadelphia. It would have been too much of an ask for the parents to get me down there. But it's a little interesting thing. All right. I actually got the best things I got out of here was a little card set. Thanks for the memories from Fleer Trading Cards, the all vet team. There's 12 cards in here, 13 if you count this header, showing players who were stars of the Phillies during the vet era, which was from 1971 through 2003. So obviously you got Steve Carlton, you got Darren Daulton, John Kruk, Juan Samuel, got Mike Schmidt. I didn't have this card until now. I'm going to have to get another one because this one is going to stay with this set. I'm going to need a separate Mike Schmidt card like this for my Mike Schmidt collection for that binder too. So if anybody out there has one of these Fleer Ultra cards from, you can see it says 2003 back there, It's a Fleer Ultra card from 2003, the all-vet team. There's Larry Boa, Greg Luzinski, Gary Maddox, Bobby Abreu. People forget that he was still on the team during the vet years. Tug McGraw, Kurt Schilling, and then the manager they chose to be the representation is Dallas Green, which is interesting because Dallas Green managed the team for like 2 years, and then he was gone. And there's a lot of managers who managed a lot longer than Dallas Green, but he got us to the World Series. And this is 2003, so it was before Charlie Manuel took us to our second World Series. So that's a cool little collectible I picked up in this box here. Got a couple of these. These were given out, these are postcard sets, and they were given out on what was called Fan Appreciation Day for the Phillies, and it was usually the last week of the season. Here it is, that says it. Fan Appreciation Day from October the 4th, 2009. And the Phillies were still damn good there. Take a look. We even had Pedro Martinez on our team for part of the season in 2009. So this is just a series of postcards given out by the Phillies on Fan Appreciation Day, showing a bunch of different players, feats and facts from the Phillies. Thought that was really cool. I actually have another one of these I'm going to show you in a second. I'm sorry, I'm taking a little bit of time here. I took them out of this protective sleeve and I want to put them right back in there. There we go. Put that aside here. And where is the other one? Here is the other one. I'm not going to go through this one at all. This is 10th anniversary. This is the 10th anniversary of the 93 team. So this would have been a 2003. Actually, I'm going to pop this open. I want to see real quick. So this was 2003 Fan Appreciation Day postcards. Remember, these little thin packs of postcards always came out, at least in Philadelphia, on the last home game of the season, what they would term Fan Appreciation Day. I don't know, maybe this was, it had to be 2000 and, I'm not even sure what this is then. 10th anniversary of the three-peat. I wonder if this was from 2013 or something. Might be. This might be from our three-peat feet. No, this would have been 2010 when we three-peated. Or the 2009 Phillies? I don't know. I'm confused. Might have been the 2003, 2009. I don't know. Maybe it was 2019. Maybe it was just last year. And these are highlights of that. Don't know. Interesting. I don't see a date on this at all. Another little set. I'll have to research that one and find out where that postcard set came from. Another Fan Appreciation Day, 2008 set of postcards. I'm not even going to go through all of those. Too much work. Then we got, the Phillies always give out card sets. They sell these oversized card sets every year. Here's one from probably 2019 because it's got Harper on it. And then here's an older one from about 2010, 2012 actually. This would be the 2012 Phillies card set. Cliff Lee on the cover. This was the year we finally stopped winning. 2007 through 2011, we won the division every year. That's 5 in a row, people. In 2012, we won 81 and 81, and mediocrity sucked in, and we've been mediocre ever since. So sad. I got a couple random kid things. I don't even know what these are. So, I got these Pocket Pros. I have no idea what they're even supposed to be. It's just like, it's like literally a mini-sized helmet. And it looks like that's all it's supposed to be, a mini Rydell helmet. And you can get all the 30 baseball teams that were there. Somebody at the time, whoever, again, this is my random box of baseball stuff I picked up this morning. The guy had a couple of those in there. Along the same lines, I got this thing too. I'm not even sure what the heck they are supposed to be. But mini foam toppers. I guess these are like, something to stick on the end of your pencil. You know, it's got a string to it for some reason. I don't know why. But a little foam finger mini one for the Phillies. Something interesting. A couple random baseballs, souvenir baseballs, which I thought was kind of cool. All right, so I got an NLCS 2010 souvenir ball. This is when the Phillies were playing the San Francisco Giants in 2010 in the NLCS. We lost to the Giants. Giants went on to the World Series. I have a 2007 logo ball when we won the Eastern Division. We made it to the NLDS. See, like this is highlighting the NLDS. Us against the Rockies. The Rockies just swept us right on out of there that year. We weren't ready. We certainly were in 2008. And they got two different style logo balls showing their inaugural season at Citizens Bank Park. I don't know why. They made two different exact styles, unless it was two different manufacturers or whatever. They got the logo of the ballpark and, you know, the Phillies little thing, and then they got different tops. I've got no clue why they did it that way, but those two are like pretty much identical. And they got a couple interesting posters here. This, I believe, was a giant insert. I'm going to take you all the way up there. The 1960 Phillies. It's like a newspaper insert, but a couple notable names who were on the 1960s. We're going to start this one here. This says Jim Coker. I still think that's Sparky Anderson. As a young Philly, I think the newspaper got this wrong. That really looks like Sparky Anderson to me. If you see his young days with the Phillies, they call it Jim Coker. Maybe it is. I still think that's Sparky Anderson. You got Robin Roberts there, Hall of Famer. Kurt Simmons is a longtime fantastic pitcher for the Phillies. Bobby Del Greco is just a great name. Bobby Del Greco. Let's see, who else we got here? Al Dark. Al Dark played for the Phillies briefly. He was a fantastic player in general. Johnny Callison. They call him John here. Johnny Callison was great. Clay Dalrymple was a decent pitcher for the Phillies. Nothing fantastic. Of course, I suppose that could be said about all these guys if you think about it. So there's that. Very cool piece of a Phillies collectible, random baseball collectible, if you were. And another interesting thing like this. This is almost like an advertisement stock kind of a thing. I'm not sure where the guy got this, but it's a big store display piece, advertising stock for the uniforms, Majestic uniforms, you know, official uniform, Major League Baseball. And it's just a giant cardboard stock piece. Interesting. Got Chase Utley as the guy. A couple more newspaper prints. Here's a Sporting News edition. Had Dave Cash on the Phillies from 1976 when we were winning the division in big time. 101 wins that year. Dave Cash's attitude and thing, he always say, "Yes, we can. We can win the division. Yes, we can." And they did. And they lost to the Dodgers in the playoffs. Bobby Abreu, I was talking about the Wall of Fame earlier. Well, this year in 2019, Bobby Abreu was the guy who got inducted into our Wall of Fame. It's a little bit of kind of what the Wall of Fame looks like at the stadium back there. This is what it looks like. All those plaques lined up of former Philly greats. A couple of them are former Philadelphia Athletics great, because in the early years, they actually inducted one Philadelphia Philly and one Philadelphia Athletic at the time. They don't do that anymore. It's just always a Philly anymore. But Bobby Abreu made the cut. I have here. All this came from this guy's thing. And so this guy's purchased this morning. So a Philadelphia Phillies. This is interesting. It's just a little thing. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, so this is the Philadelphia Public Relations Association salutes Bill Giles of the Phillies. So this was a dinner gala to honor Bill Giles, who's a longtime owner of the Phillies, public relations guy. 1,000 different roles for the Phillies Bill Giles had. And if you take a look at this, you know, you can see this is the dinner or the speech, the ceremony. Usually these things come with the dinner. I don't know if it did at the time, but there you go. This was an honorary thing for Bill Giles. That's kind of cool. And 1976 photo album. Some of the big names of the Phillies. Clearly Mike Schmidt is in that. So I'll have to hold on to that. Here's a cool little piece. 75 team photo insert from one of the local newspapers of the day. There was a newspaper back in the day called The Bulletin. And this one came in the Sunday Bulletin. 1975 team picture. Where was Mike? Mike's over here, number 20. Got Jay Johnstone smiling right behind him. So there's your 1975 Phillies team picture insert. I got a kind of like a souvenir poster, placard, whatever you want to call it. It's a big paper stock thing of Jimmy Rollins. Nice painting here. Pride of the Phillies. Yep, he was. I still think Jimmy Rollins deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if anybody else cares. I think he should be. This is an interesting thing. I think this is original, but it's torn to shreds a little bit. You can see here that there's some serious damage there, but this is an analysis of the two playing fields for the 1950 World Series. Yankee Stadium in all its dimensions, and then Shibe Park, later to be called Connie Mack Stadium, and all of its dimensions. It's kind of a neat piece. And like I said, it's got some serious damage down there, so I'm not sure if anybody else really cares. Somebody wrote on the back that this came out in the April 18th, 1950 Philadelphia Inquirer. I don't think that's at all possible, because in April of 18th of 1950, nobody knew who the two teams were. So we're going to be. I have no idea how they would say that. Here's a cool Mike Schmidt item. He made the cover of the Sporting News in 1974, June 8th. He actually did win the home run title in 74. So that's pretty cool. Here's a cool piece. This is really interesting. I might have to frame this one. It's like a photo stock reprint of Mike Schmidt jumping on top of Tugger at the end of the World Series in 1980. Yeah, it's like photo quality, Kodak Professional, if you could read that. It's a photo quality picture. A little grainy, not very good focus, but it is a cool picture nonetheless. Almost done, guys. Don't worry. Almost done. Got a button here. This is interesting. Phillies, I guess the Reds were coming to town with Griffey, and for whatever reason they chose to make a button of it. It's a little odd, random button. Maybe it's just to take advantage of Junior, who was back with the Reds that year, so maybe it's just take advantage of that, get somebody to buy some stuff. And we got an original cover of the Phillies, the Philadelphia Inquirer. It says champions. This one here is Wednesday, October 22nd. So obviously they won the World Series, and this whole thing, I believe, is all about the World Series. There's a couple other things in there besides just the World Series, but this is your cover of the Inquirer that day. I don't think it's got all the other stuff in there, but there it is. And this was at the bottom of the box now, people. So I'm out of stuff because this is where it ends. I got two magazines. The Phillies Report from 1986, both showing. I just knocked over my phone. Just knocked it down. Sorry about that. Both showing Juan Samuel, so I guess this guy was kind of a Juan Samuel collector. So, there you go. I hope I didn't bore you too much. I mean, obviously, I'm a huge Phillies fan, so it's quite possible that nobody else enjoyed this at all because I was highlighting nothing but the Phillies. I'm going to ditch some of this stuff now, put it back in its box, and I will still give you out the trivia question. I'm still going to run that by you real quick. I said, like I told you before, if you'd hold on, I'll give you a trivia question, and I'm going to include as the prize a couple items from this highlight here. So I'm going to put some of this stuff away just because I don't want to lose it. Some of the things I like a lot, I'm going to hold on to. But I'm going to give away a whole bunch of this stuff to somebody right now. And I'm just kind of putting things away, and I'm going to grab, I'm holding on to several that I want to share with you guys. So bear with me as I clean off the whole area here. All right, so since I have a lot of doubles of things, I'm going to share them with you all. I'm going to make these the prizes. Here we go. So, simple trivia question. In 1977, there was a player, I'm not going to tell you who he was, who spent time on 4 different teams in that one year. And this player was able to hit at least 2 home runs with all 4 of those teams. So I want you to tell me who was that player. And I'm going to send you over this giant care package of Phillies memorabilia because I got so much of it, and I feel like passing along a lot of it to you guys. So I will send in all of this stuff. One of those foam finger toppers for your pencil. One of those Pocket Pro little mini batting helmets. I will send over the 96 All-Star Game program, the 93 World Series program, the scorecard from Alumni Weekend of 2017, another scorecard showing Rhys Hoskins in his rookie season from 2017. This scorecard, 1977 program, Steve Carlton right there in the middle. I will send over this Philly Fanatic children's book. It's got a lot of it's a little cool story about, I think, his mom, his favorite hero, quote unquote. And then I'll also send over this 78 Phillies scorecard program showing Greg Luzinski on the cover. So be the first person to email me with the answer to the trivia question. Who was the player for the Phillies? That's so silly. Who was the individual who in 1977 hit at least 2 home runs for 4 different teams? Be the first person to email me the answer. I'll include everything in the description below so you know what to do. And I'll send you that pack of stuff. All of that great things came from that one purchase this morning. So I'm very excited about that. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun for me. I hope you were able to stick out. This is a long video, but there was a lot to go through. So, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope some of you guys can share some of those things for me if you get like a big purchase like that, or some really cool things that come in the mail or what have you. Share them with us. I want to see. I know other people want to see this too. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all that. Thanks a lot. Take care.